And you can see that this is version 12. And the final form that we got to that seemed to satisfy all of the requirements that we wanted satisfied is version 13. And this has everything lined up the way we want it lined up. And so now we're, again, for example, you can see that we've made these colors translucent so that you can see how the piston robot works by looking right through it, which of course, unless we made it out of glass, there is no such material as this. We can now go to our rendering program and pull across this diagram. Now we have these little circles in our drawing because they help us to move objects inside the robot that rotate around their shaft that they have in these bearings. And so if you need an axis of rotation, you can put your axis of rotation on these. Also, if you're trying to line up this red support block with this bearing, with this shaft, with this bearing, with this holder, it's nice if each one of them has their own little indicator point so that you can bring these together to line it up. So you will see in the rendering that these are present, and it's nothing to worry about. This is the beginning of us pulling over the SketchUp based robot into the rendering program. And the rendering program takes the drawing and puts the drawing inside of what's called a light box around the robot. And we can pull down the size of this light box, and it's surrounding the leg of the robot. The other thing that the light box has is a set of lights that are illuminating the robot. They have light areas and dark areas. And we tend to want to put the light areas behind the robot to light up the darkness of these channels. And so again, you can see that this is the light, and we can rotate the light. We're rotating the light around the robot to try to get the light to be, the bright part of the light to be behind the robot. And you can see that we're beginning to see some of the shadows being cast away from these channels so that we have the capacity to have our light inside the robot so that we can see structures that are in it. All of these surfaces have different properties, and you can see that we were altering this lower leg to be a red colored aluminum. We haven't gotten to this side yet, but this is just what happens when you do these programs. You have to work to get each part to be what you want it to be. We continue to work with this version of the robot, and we now have it inside of a slightly different light box. This is a light box with a set of bright lights around it, and we've also moved the light so it's coming directly down from on top. And this is what the leg of the robot looks like inside of this light box. And you can see the various pistons. We've given them, the pistons, a shiny metallic look. there's a possibility our computer may have a little blue alien living inside the computer. We asked him if he would help us to show you the name of the next video in our series about PistonRobot. And he said, sure.